Well, thank you very much, Karen. Anthony Papa, you may remember his name. We've had him on this program before, and he's one of the most outspoken voices in the chorus of those hoping to reform the Rockefeller drug laws. He says an offer to make a quick $500 turned into a 15-year-to-life sentence in Sing Sing. He contemplated suicide but found hope in painting. Now, when Papa's artwork was displayed at the Whitney Museum, the media attention poured in, and then Governor Pataki took notice. After serving 12 years of his sentence, he was granted clemency by Pataki. Anthony Papa, he is author of 15 Years to Life, and he joins us now out of our New York City studio. Anthony, good talking to you as always.
Hey, Richard. Thanks for having me on the show.
You know, we've gone into all the reasons as to why unfair, it didn't get the kingpins. Even some of the founders of this thing say it didn't turn out the way they thought, not a good use of taxpayer dollars. I can go on and on. I've spoken to a lot of DAs who say, Rich, you're missing the fact. The fact of the matter is, doesn't deal with a lot of people. It's a fraction of the people you think actually go in under Rockefeller drug laws. And if we didn't have this thing, we couldn't plea bargain with real bad guys to get deals. We need this to keep bad guys off the street. When you hear that argument, what's your answer?
These laws are ineffective. They waste tax dollars. We want to try to shift the focus in New York State from a criminal justice approach to a public health approach. Today, on the 35th anniversary, it was a historic meeting took place today where 6 assembly committees met for the first time trying to work on this approach, trying to create a way of saving lives, of saving communities through drug treatment and what accompanies drug treatment, and stop with the full incarceration of people who made mistakes, treat it as a medical problem instead of a criminal problem.
I got you, Anthony. It has some judicial discretion. If somebody on a bench and they heard your story, they said, a guy like you shouldn't do 15 to life for that. But, again, these DAs say, listen, Papa's the exception, not the rule. Most of these guys are dealers. They're bad guys. What kind of message are you sending if you're in some creep peddling drugs to kids, etc., and you're not going to give them a mandatory sentence? I need this thing for leverage when I'm working out a plea.
Well, look, major kingpins, and by the way, as I said before on your show, I've never seen one in prison under Rockefeller drug laws. I've never seen a kingpin. They're saying that they capture them. I never saw one in prison, and I dealt with hundreds of cases. I was a jailhouse attorney for many years. This is the argument they're making. You let these people out, you open the floodgates, all these bad apples will be coming out in the street. This is not the case. Most people incarcerated under Rockefeller drug laws are not first-time nonviolent offenders. 80% are nonviolent. So district attorneys are afraid of losing their powers. This is why they're making this statement. If the way it works now, they control the outcome of the case from the beginning. They control who goes into treatment. They control what people are sentenced with. So if you take that power away from them and give it to judges, they're afraid they're going to lose their power. And they live and die by their rates of conviction. That's another reason why they're saying that.
You know, I know we said that the Assembly meeting today, an important meeting, but I had Pataki tell me when he was running for re-election that he was going to change it, the Rockefeller drug laws. I've had every single politician tell me over the years, Anthony, it'll be different when you put me in office. Why aren't we going to be having the same conversation on the 40th anniversary? It sounds like a broken record.
Well, you know, right now we have some hope, real hope, with Governor Patterson, who, when he was senator, actually got with us a couple of years back, protesting in front of Governor Pataki's New York office. So I think from his background, his history, he was a senator that came from Harlem. His Senate district was heavily affected by people incarcerated under the Rockefeller drug laws, over 90% black and Latino. I think he's going to really do something and jump into action, and I think that's what's going to make the difference now. Incarcerating people is not the way to do it. You destroy lives, you waste money. It's a horrible cycle, like you said. You've heard it from many politicians. We're hoping that Governor Patterson comes to the forefront with this issue soon.
You know, when you said a governor getting arrested in New York, lately that's got different meetings, but in this one it's a good thing. So,
yeah.
Hey, Anthony, I wish you the best of luck on this one. I know you've been standing with this issue, obviously, personally, and then since you got out. Hopefully we'll have something to report for a change on it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And go to our website, drugpolicy. to find more about this issue. Thank you.
Good enough. All right, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Coming up next, we're going to bring you the latest on stories that we've been following, including the latest from Philadelphia on the police beating. That and a lot more in our follow-up segment straight ahead.